Paterson, New Jersey, located 14 miles from New York, is known as an industrial city that produced locomotives, airplanes, and textiles. It was once called Silk City. From the families who worked in the mills and factories came some of America's finest jazz musicians. In this program, we will meet many of these musicians and listen to their music. Jazz began in New Orleans and traveled to all parts of America. In Paterson, there was the Lido, the Rivoli, Regent, Sandy's Bar, and the Meadowbrook in nearby Cedar Grove. There were school and community bands and orchestras, and many music stores and studios. There were the Didymos, Salettis, Pete and Bobby Dominic, Teddy and Billy DeMaria, Andy Fitzgerald, Gate Friga, Frank Daly, Joe Mooney, Bucky Pizzarelli, and Lou Costello, who liked to hang out with the musicians. Lots of people were swinging in Paterson.
Bucky.
Yes.
I was just thinking, you and I go back so far, and it all began a few blocks from here for me on Manhattan Street. I was born and raised here a little over 75 years ago. They still call me Gate.
I still call you Gate.
I want you to.
Well, listen, the first time
John,
that's right.
Gate, Friga.
Right. First time I ever heard you play was right down the road here at the 35 Club.
35 Club. You were 10 years old at the time.
I heard all of you. You and Joe Mooney and Bobby Dominic, Stevie Van Ork.
Oh, that was great.
Tony Federici. That was
imagine it right down the road where the Union is.
That's right. That's the Union.
And it all began because of a young, fascinating, charismatic man called Joe
Mooney.
How could we have gone wrong?
We had some great times here, and I still think of this. In fact, I'd never heard Honeysuckle Rose or Lady Be Good played any better, ever, as I did in this place.
And there it is.
Old Sandy.
Old Sandy's place.
My name is Vince Sandy. My dad was Andrew Sandy, and my mother was Florence. Former owners of Sandy's Hollywood Grill, one of the best, as far as I'm concerned, jazz joints around this area. 1940, we moved into this place where we had numerous jazz groups. Naming some of them, we had Sidney Bechet, Slam Stewart, Vito Musso was here with a group at one time. Also, Freddie Martin Quintet, Estelle Slavin Band, all-girl band, fantastic. Another group was called the Angie Bond Trio, very, very, very good. Red McKinley, and of course, Joe Mooney Quartet. What really made the place famous, you know, as far as music was concerned.
Joe Mooney was born in Paterson in 1911. He was an accordionist, pianist, and composer. He formed many jazz groups and was recognized by jazz critics as one of the finest musicians of the swing era. Fred Didymo, one of Paterson's most notable musicians and teachers, recalls Mooney.
Well, the importance of Mooney and Sandy's Bar, I think Mooney was 20 years ahead of any jazz musician that was around at the time. And I had associated with him playing a whole season up in Greenwood Lake before he came to Sandy's. And it was really good. It was a real good time that I had with Joe Mooney.
Andy Fitzgerald and Father Gate Friga were members of the original Mooney Quartet. They recall their careers with Mooney.
When I ran into Joe Mooney, I met Joe Mooney. I guess it was actually about 1931 or 32, somewhere around there. He used to have jam sessions on Sunday afternoons at a club in Park Avenue here in Paterson. We'd all go up there and listen, and eventually was invited to sit in. I never had such fun in my life. Went into the service when the Great War occurred. and spent around 3 years. Came out, went to work with Joe Mooney the night I got out. The night I was discharged, I went to work right in where we're photographing this, in Sandy's bar.
Andy and I go back to the Park Avenue days, where both of us were just filled with Joe Mooney. And we knew that if we wanted to keep playing well, he was the one. And it turned that way. Am I right, Fitz?
That's about it.
Andy Fitzgerald on clarinet, Gate Friga on bass, Jack Hotop on guitar, and Mooney on accordion and piano. They received national acclaim when Downbeat magazine called the Mooney Quartet one of the best jazz ensembles in the nation. They were featured on Paul Whiteman's radio shows and made many records with such hit songs as September Song, Nina Never Knew, and Just a Gigolo.
In '63, I guess it was, just by chance, ended up at a place called The Most in New York, working opposite Joe Mooney. And you can imagine the thrill, because I had listened to Joe in school, and all of a sudden to be working opposite him was just the most extraordinary experience. Joe did some great tunes. One that he did was written by Bing Crosby and Harry Barris, a song that not too many people know. He did From Monday On, I'll be in clover. From Monday on, my cares will be over. Because on Monday, just because it's wash day, you can wash your cares away. From Monday on, things will be different. Don't try to tell me different. And so that was a great song. And the quartet did that one, and they did one written by Sergeant Bilko. It was, if I don't see her, each night I miss her. Gee, what a thrill. And of course, that's called Nancy. Sergeant Bilko, Phil Silvers did the lyrics, and Jimmy Van Heusen did the music, I believe is the way it went on that one. And Joe had a big hit on Nina Never Knew with Sort of Finnegan. And by the way, I think while we were at the Most, the writer of Nina Never Knew, Milton Drake, never missed a week, and he was usually in more than once a week, just to sit in the front row and hear Joe sing his song. Girls were made to kiss, but Nina never knew. And, oh, he did, I recorded Nina Never Knew, too. I do a lot of Joe's material.